In this video, I'm looking at day 2 of the algebra review, and I'm focused on questions 25 through 28. So this is kind of picking back on our transformations from the previous page. And the first question here, 28, is saying if we're going from f of x equals 3/4 x minus 1 to g of x equals 3/4 x minus 6, the y-intercept is what's changing. We're going from a -1 to a -6. That's a difference of 5 units down. So here I'd be looking for a translation of 5 units down only. You could, of course, type this in your calculator to help you out, and I'll show you that for question 26. In question 26, once again, the slope for the function is changing to 6/5, and we want to know what describes our new transformation. So if I go ahead and I graph, I have to type in the original function so I can compare them. So here's my first one. It's blue. Tab, and then the only thing I'm going to change is my slope to 6/5 x. The y-intercept did not change. It's still a +2. So my new line is red. I can see that it's steeper because it's going up at a higher incline. It's still positive, so it's not reflected. Intercept's the same. So the only answer choice that matches is D. Okay. 27. Here we're talking about Belinda. She's buying lemonade for her party, and this graph is representing the number of ounces in the lemonade and how many servings that she has. And we're asked, using this information, interpreting which one of these statements is the slope, x-intercept, and the y-intercept. Okay, if we're talking about slope, what's happening every for the change of the y values and the change of the x values, the key word there is going to be per. The x-intercept is going to be this spot right here where we have an X amount of servings and no more ounces. And then the y-intercept means we've done 0 servings, and this would be how many ounces we start off with. So by going with that, Belinda's serving 10 ounces of lemonade per glass. That keyword there, per, is a red flag telling me that we're talking about the slope. So I'm going to circle that. Belinda started with 320 ounces of lemonade. That is our y-intercept. That's where we're beginning. So I'm going to underline that. And then we're ending with about 32. That's how much Belinda has enough to serve. And then this last one here is just extra information we don't need. The last one on this page, 28, what is the rate of change given for the graph below, and what does it represent? Your rate of change is your slope. Okay, so you can do your slope as your rise over run, and here it'd be negative. You can also use the slope formula. Regardless of what method, you need 2 points. So I'm going to go with this, my intercepts. I'm going to go with 0. We're counting by 15s. So 240 plus 15 would be 255. And I'm going with my x-intercept, which is 30 and 0. So if I do my slope formula, it says y2 minus y1, or I switched them, that's okay. And then, so at 255 minus 0, that means I have to have 0 minus 30 at the bottom. And then reduce that. When you reduce that, you get 17 over 2. Remember, this is the y's and the x. My y is talking about the distance from our destination. My x's is talking about, I believe it's time. I got cut off there. Okay, so I'm traveling 17 feet for every 2, and I would say those will most likely be seconds. 17 feet every 2 seconds would be the meaning.